Hi, and welcome to my demonstration. Today I'd like to demonstrate for you how to create a digital storyboard using the PBS Learning Media site. To do this, I'm going to start off with my ClassLink Launchpad. The reason for starting off here is because as a Brevard Public Schools teacher, I already have a single sign-on app provided for me, which will take me directly into the PBS Learning Media site. One click will take me straight to where I want to go. Once in the site, I'm going to hover over the word Dashboard and come down to the word Tools. Once on the Tools page, I have a couple of different options, but since we're looking at the storyboard, I'm going to click on the word Storyboard. From here, I have, again, more options. I can create a brand new storyboard, assign an existing storyboard to my students, or I can preview or edit one that I've already created. Since we want to start from the beginning, I'm going to click on the button that says Create a Class Storyboard. Right away, I will be provided a template that's all set up for me to start adding media files to my storyboard. First things first, though, I want to give it a name. Today's subject is going to be on Alaskan glaciers, so I'm going to call it Alaska Glaciers and click the Save button. If you're successful, a nice little box will pop up and say you have been successful in saving. This is something you're going to want to make sure you do off and on while working on your project because it's not an instant save. Now let's start filling in the boxes. As I scroll down a little, I see that I already have a text banner waiting for me to add my title to. So I'm going to click on that and click on the word Edit. As soon as I do that, I get my tool menu for my text. So I'm going to type in Glaciers of Alaska. It's kind of small, so I'm going to highlight it, and I'm going to use some of these tools over here. I'm going to bold it, make it italic. I could make it a link if I wanted to. Don't really need to do that, though. I'm going to center it. I'm going to change the font. I'm going to change the size. And lastly, I'm going to change the color. Now, one thing you may notice that yes, there are choices that you can use, for example, on the colors or on the font or the font size. But one thing I kind of like is that there's not a lot of choices. This comes in handy when working with students. Choice is good, but too much can be a little overwhelming. So this works out well when working with students. When I'm finished with it, all I have to do is click off of the box, and voila, I have my title. Now my boxes are ready for me to start adding media files as I wish. I can even add my text if I'm ready to, but the first thing I like to do is go up to the background button and add a background. So I'm going to scroll through my choices here, and when I see one that I like, for example, the snowflake one seems fitting, especially since I'm doing glaciers. And as soon as I find one I like, I'm going to click in the radio button in the top right corner and click the Add Selected Item to Storyboard button. Now the reason I like to do this first and foremost is because it kind of gives a nice little outline around my boxes and better defines them so that I can see them just a little bit better. Now I'm ready to start filling in my boxes. My first box here is a media box. Within this box I have choices to add a video, a sound, or an image file. When I click on this box, it tells the storyboard that this is the one I want to work with. I can edit it or I can delete it. I'm going to choose to edit it, and right away I have choices of adding files directly from the PBS Learning Media library, or I can add my own files from my computer. I can either browse for those files, or I can simply drag and drop them into this box. I'm going to choose the PBS Learning Media site. Now when you go to this area, it allows you to search their entire site or your favorites for media that you're looking for. So I'm going to type in a keyword. Oh, it's already there for me. And I'm going to click the word Go. Now right away I will get a choice of a lot of different files that are already set up for me, having to do with the key terms that I have typed in. If I find one I like, I can simply click on it, and if I can preview it, and if I decide I do like it, I can simply say add it to my storyboard, and voila, I have it already there. Now if I wish to, I can move it around a little bit, make it bigger, smaller, whatever I'd like to do. And one thing I do want to point out is that it also already provides a separate credits page. So if I clicked on that, it would open up another page that would give me the credits for this particular video. So I don't even have to worry about adding those myself. Once I'm finished with it, I simply click off of it, and there's my video file. Now in the next box, it says click to add text. This is a standard text box. This is one just like the banner one at the top. As soon as I click on it and click the word edit, I get my text tool menu, and I can start adding text as I please. So I'm going to add just a little bit so you can see how that's done again. Add a quick question right there, and then I'll answer my question. Glacier is made up of snow, ice, and rock that build up over years in mountains where more snow falls than melt. Here. All right. Now, from here, again, I can highlight it and make it bold if I want to, italicize it, whatever I need to do. So let me bold that. I can also make it bigger and change the font if I so desire. Now, one thing I did want to bring your attention to is that I am not limited by the size of this box to how much text I can put in. If my text expands beyond the borders of this box, I can, of course, make the box bigger, or it will provide a scroll bar within the box for me. Okay, once I'm done, I'll simply click off of it, and it's ready to go. Again, I can make it bigger or smaller, move it around, whatever I wish to do. There we go. Now, moving on to the next box, I have another text box. Well, I'm not really sure I want to add more text. I just did that. So what I'm going to do on this box is I'm going to click on it, and I'm going to click the word delete. Now, I can move other boxes into this that are already there, but actually all I'm going to do is go right up to the top, click on the word media, and pull down a brand new media box. I'll resize it accordingly, and now I can add another video, an audio file, or a picture file. I'm going to click on that to edit it and go back out to my PBS Learning Media files, and notice I already have these images and videos there for me that I've already searched for. I could search for a new term, or I might decide to go over here to my favorites. Now, because I pre-searched these items ahead of creating my storyboard to save time, I already have some items in my favorites. I've already tagged them. I have this one right here that I'd like to put in, so I'm going to click that button and say add the selected file. Voila, just that simple. Again, I can make it bigger, smaller, move it around, whatever I need to do. Once finished, I just click off of it. This next box says click to add clip art. PBS Learning Media already has a host of clip art files that you can choose from. To add one, I just simply click on it, click edit, and it's going to take me out to their clip art library. I want Alaska glaciers, so let's see if I'll find anything. Oddly enough, I do have two, so if I decide I wanted that particular image file, I'm going to click on it and say add it to my storyboard. Again, it's just that simple. For my last two boxes, I have another clip art and I have a text. Don't really want those, so I'm going to go ahead and take those out. And instead, I'm going to come up here once again. I'm going to grab a hold of my media file box and bring it down here to the bottom. This one I'm going to make just a little bit bigger right off the bat. And I'm just going to stick it in the middle here. There we go. Now I'll click to add the files. Again, I'll go out to the PBS Learning Media Library. I'm going to select my favorites again, though, because I already have one in there I know of. and I'm going to click the radio button and say add it to my storyboard. And voila, there's my next video file. Credits and all, everything done for me. I'll rearrange it a little bit, click off of it, and I have my storyboard basically created. Now, one important thing I need to do right now is I need to save it before I go any further. Again, you have to save this yourself. I can now preview it and see what it looks like, and at this point, if I like it, I can simply return to the edit mode. I can make changes if I want to, but I can also share it with my students. That really is all there is to it. I hope you'll give it a whirl, and I hope it all will go well for you as it did for me. Good luck in creating your storyboard in PBS Learning Media.